like that. Like we're professionals. What's going on, everybody? How are you? Welcome back to yet another, technically speaking, live show. Number 31, man.
I'm going to tell you what, 31 shows, I would have thought for sure we would have made it at least one. Just one. We need to go back and watch our old stuff and then do a reaction video to our old stuff.
I don't know if I can go back and watch the first episode. Well, no, like the first episode of this show, I feel like we kind of maybe sort of knew what we were doing. I don't know. That might be interesting. That might be interesting to go back and watch how terrible it is.
So cringeworthy. Like I've gone back and looked at like some of the
like the early
stuff where I was like,
fiddle.
Hey everybody, this is Scott. I'm in day number 3 of the 30-day challenge.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna do like it's really hard to be on camera in case anybody wants to know. But
anyway,
31 shows later, we are still here. The lights are still purple. I'm still wearing red.
You should still subscribe.
You should do this.
Yeah.
Hit that button.
Why should you do that? Because each week we come back here and talk about the week's happenings in tech. My name is Greg. To my left, as always, my better half,
Scott.
You see how I complimented you this
time?
Wow,
the better half.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
The better half of Technically Speaking.
Yeah. The pretty half at the very least. Aww. See, it's a brotherhood here.
Brother from another mother.
Anyway, so you want to jump right into
Let's get to it.
What are the latest and greatest is?
You have been clamoring for this one.
I'm hype on this one.
I am not hype on this one. I am less hype.
This is a massively big deal, and I hope that I hope that I can at least convey the scale of how insane this is. So, earlier in the week, it is number, I think, 33 on the global highest ranked web pages out there, like most visited web pages, number 33. It's called github.com. For anybody who doesn't write a whole bunch of code, basically GitHub is a place that stores source code. SARS? Having a stroke. So it's a place that stores source code on the internet. It's a insanely famous web page that's out there, open to anybody who loves code and all that kind of crap. Anyway.
Really, real glad you said code.
I mean, yes. So
love the code.
The impressive thing is that GitHub earlier this week survived the world's largest DDoS attack. So that's distributed denial of service.
Oh, you should have actually asked me that because I didn't know.
Oh, really?
I knew that it was a denial of service, but I didn't know what that first one was.
Distributed, yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah. So this is a tool used by nefarious types out on the internet to basically bring down services that are on the internet. So back in the olden days of the internet, basically you could use one computer to flood a website and bring it down just by sending it a whole bunch of traffic. Now the internet has evolved. It is much, much faster. Now you can't do it with one computer. Now you need distributed denial of service. So that's where you take a whole bunch of computers and they basically all focus fire on one web page all at the same time in an effort to bring it down. Now, the impressive thing, this is the world's largest DDoS attack in all of recorded human history, LOL. 1.35 terabits per second. To give you an idea.
Greg, could you tell me?
I could tell you.
Do you have some type of statistics that kind of tells me how big of a deal that is? Because I don't know why I'm talking like this.
I have some numbers. To give you an idea of how insane this is.
You were like super geeked out.
Dude,
so geeked out.
For an IT guy, like it is massively impressive that the fact that they were able to keep this website running through this entire attack. So to give you an idea of how big this is, imagine if you opened up a Microsoft Word document. You know what lorem ipsum is?
Yes, it's the... Okay.
Scott explains.
So, yes, it's just a bunch of words. It's typically made up in some type of like template.
Yeah.
I see this like when I go write a resume. I'm not writing a resume for lorem ipsum.
Yeah.
I'm writing a resume for me.
Right. So lorem ipsum is this very famous body of text. I don't think that we know what it means, but it's just this... It's a body of text that has just been used that's nonsense, but the idea is that it's supposed to be able to show you typography without being able to get distracted by what the words actually say. That's not the important thing. So if you just took like one page of lorem ipsum text and you put it in a Microsoft Word document and you hit save, it comes out to, because I did the math, 14,261 bytes. Okay?
Okay.
GitHub had to handle the equivalent of 11,833 pages of that text per second for 8 straight minutes without crashing, all while handling their normal volume, which is about 1,252 pages per second. That's a truckload. They had to handle 10 times their normal traffic and still stay up. And they did.
So what
That's
you're telling
insane.
me is that the vulnerability.
Yeah. Tell me about vulnerabilities, please.
This whole show is going to be about me explaining things that I have
Scott explaining
absolutely
something.
no space
Yeah.
to be in. Vulnerabilities. Making sure that website isn't vulnerable to attacks like that.
There you go. I mean, that's a solid portion of it. Why is this important to everybody else? Basically, what it shows you is that, so first of all, DDoS attacks are getting more and more powerful. The barrier for how big a DDoS attack gets keeps growing. And I mean, this is how the bad guys out there are basically denying you access to certain websites. The cool thing is, this is one of the handful of times in which basically the good guys won. They were able to keep a website up and running. Granted, most of you out there probably aren't using GitHub. I do. So it's impressive that the technology has evolved to the point where you can still keep a website functional. That in a handful of years ago, the website would be offline, no question. Like it would be a crippled mess, and the bad guys would have won. They would have been able to, hurt whatever company they attacked until they decided to let up. So
that's the point. You just hurt the company by shutting the website down.
It's usually in conjunction with it's one of a couple of things. It's either extortion, pay me X number of dollars, or I'm going to bring your website down.
Okay.
Or it's related to some type of a like a not a political movement, but somebody's trying to send a message. Like, I disagree with a thing that you said or a thing that you did, so I'm going to crash your website.
Okay, that's fair.
A lot of times, yeah. A lot of times you'll also see it right around the holidays, where people will bring down gaming services, Xbox Live, PlayStation Live, just because all of the new kids that got their shiny console for Christmas and
That's
trying to play. It's such a jerk move.
Why?
Such a jerk move. Because people on the internet suck. Not everybody. We love you all, but there are a lot of people on the internet that suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah. So I just thought that was super fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. New and improved commercials are the same commercials, yet they don't blow out your ears. I think. So
keep your fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Hold on. Here comes a commercial. Maybe.
Today's video is brought to you by our friends at Minimal, who make one of the best ultra slim phone cases I've ever seen on the market. At just 0.35 millimeters thick and zero branding on the case, you get to keep that classic look of your phone, and it provides a little bit of extra protection as well. Check them out in the links within the description below. Today's video is brought to you by our friends at Rinky, who make some of the best phone cases. From the Max, Air, Slim, and Fusion, they have a ton of choices for your smartphones. I'm currently rocking a Clear Fusion on my Pixel 2 XL and absolutely love it. Check them out in the links within the description below.
Might have had a little bit of black space. Look, I'm just the on-screen talent.
Yeah, clearly.
I'm not a producer or a director or talent.
Or yeah, you pretty much hit them all.
But here's the thing. CEO.
Says
on the back of my says on the back of my chair.
CEO status.
I busted my hair, man. I got my wig
like that,
busted.
yeah.
I cut my beard down.
Yeah, I did notice that.
I did.
You look good.
It was driving me crazy.
You should
Like,
have, well, you're gonna trim it back and then let it grow
yes,
more.
yeah. So it was intentional. See, this has nothing to do with tech. I'm woefully unprepared for the show. It's been a week, man.
It has.
It's
been a crazy week. Speaking of this week, what other thing happened this week? Big deal in technology.
Oh, there was some fancy show over in Barcelona, Spinola.
Spinola. Good lord.
Espanola.
Mobile World Congress happened this last week. For those of you who don't know, Mobile World Congress is basically the time when everybody except for Google and Apple decide they're going to release all of the new hot smartphones. Mm-hmm. There's some interesting stuff that was out there. Frankly, I wasn't terribly impressed. There's a lot of, to be fair, it's also not just smartphones. There's tablets and laptops and stuff that are out there too. But we've sort of hit peak smartphone, peak tablet, peak laptop. Like there's not a ton of innovation that's happening in these spaces. So it's down to finding what are kind of the cool little nuggets that you saw.
I'm not sure that I would completely agree with your statement.
Really?
Yeah, because I think now we have reached peak smartphone.
Yeah.
But I think now it's a matter of, how can I make it better?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Samsung and Google went like this. So the first thing I want to talk about is the S9 and the S9 Plus in the worst possible secret keeping ever.
Yes.
Again, the S9 and the S9 Plus came out.
Yeah, which
everybody
surprised
talks about
literally nobody. Like, everybody knew this was coming. So
And has now the best camera ever, DxO mark of 99, not out of 100.
no, things go above 100.
It bested the Pixel 2 by a single solitary point. And Greg we talked about this at work the other day, and like, what does that mean?
Like,
so
what does 1 point matter?
yeah.
Like, you as a consumer, will you notice a 1 point difference on a DxO mark if you're looking at a smartphone specifically for the camera?
Probably not, but you can in some instances. And the first instance is the iPhone X portrait mode versus the portrait mode of the Google Pixel 2. You can tell a difference to the eye. There's been tons of tests, tons of YouTube comments out there, tons of YouTube videos made about which has the best portrait mode, and it's still the Pixel 2. It's still the Pixel 2, although I have heard that Samsung's is good, but it's still the Pixel 2 in terms of the best portrait mode, but that's just one single instance of the camera where you could say, okay, I get what a 98 versus a 97 is, but a 98 versus a 99. The thing is, all three of the phones, the S9, the Google Pixel 2, and the iPhone X or the iPhone 8, because they have the same cameras, they all take great photos.
Yeah, no doubt.
As a consumer, it's a great time for us to be there. Was that me or you?
No, mine's on the floor because I'm a professional.
No, it's Andrew. Andrew
Oh,
just linked our show. I'm almost sure.
okay.
Hold on.
So now I feel like a jerk. I'm
should.
sorry, Andrew.
Yeah, you really
But
should.
I do appreciate you linking the show. It means a lot to us.
So,
Thank you.
the best part about this is from a consumer perspective, like, I really want to get into, like, we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Getting into photography, getting into videography, most videography for sure. Now we're to the point where our smartphones are allowing us to say, okay, I can put really good content out.
Yeah.
Like, not potato type quality that you had 4 and 5 years ago, but I can put really good content out on YouTube and Instagram, and I don't have to do anything to it other than take my phone out of my pocket. The interesting thing about the S9 and the S9 Plus is the fact that it has a variable aperture in a smartphone for the first time ever. And this goes to the point where I said, now we've reached peak smartphone in terms of all the crap you can jam into it.
Yeah.
Now it's how am I going to differentiate myself
Yeah.
with like
I totally
variable
agree with that.
aperture
Yeah.
and, electronic image stabilization and optical image stabilization, or machine learning and AI, which for Google, if they go, I'm going to go ahead and do all of AI and machine learning. I'm going to make your picture awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it in computational power. In my mind, that gives them an edge because I feel like they can spin that up way faster than it could spin up any type of actual hardware upgrade.
Well, software is, in a certain sense, software is easy. The mechanical complexity of having an adjustable variable aperture.
Wow.
I mean, like, you're talking about little pieces, parts that are tiny. I mean, the tolerances you have on that type of an engineering project are minimal, like really, really minimal. And custom hardware like that is expensive. Like, that adds to the cost of the device itself, which limits the overall profitability of the device for the manufacturer. So there's a lot of drawbacks when you start to invest in doing crazy hardware like that. That something like Google, if you're going to do something via software that does basically the same thing, you've got a built-in advantage there. So the camera, the smartphone camera, is, to me, kind of like the last thing that everyone's kind of rushing to improve.
Yeah.
So once you, like, the body of the smartphone, even the form factor of the smartphone is kind of set. Like, there's really very, very little
Candy bar style.
Yeah, there's very little differentiation between the form factor of most of those. You'll see, like, different aspect ratios, where you see, like, maybe a little bit of a wider screen on one model versus another.
Notch.
You might see,
oh god, the notch.
the notch thing is overblown. But so it's we're moving towards bezel-less phones. And in some cases, there are phones out there that are truly bezel-less now, right?
Yeah.
So that's a thing that we're going to start to see pretty much across the board in the future. But once you get to that point, once you get to, you've done most of the improvement that you can for the camera, like, I wonder really what's next outside of battery life.
Oh, That's the one. That's the one.
So the problem with battery life is not you're running up against laws of physics when you're dealing with batteries. Like
I'm telling you, for God's sakes, hang on a second. I'm look,
it's about to be a hot take. Get ready. Buckle up.
Ready?
Here it comes.
Falcon 9 Heavy. We put a freaking man in a spacesuit, not a real man, a spaceman. Hey, spaceman. We put a spaceman in a top-down convertible that's on his way to Mars or go around Mars.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me?
Yeah. I do mean to tell you.
You mean to tell me?
I mean to tell you.
That we cannot expect any type of innovation on the battery life. Look, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's me and you right here. Whoever wins the game where I can be like, I can charge my phone every 3 days, and I mean, you can do that now if you like toggle airplane mode and like limp it along.
No.
I'm talking about using my phone the way I want to use it, charging it every 3 days. You will have people jumping at you. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, good, bad, and indifferent. Like the problem is like so that type of technology, be able to run your phone for like 3 days without charging it. Think of what happens when you scale that up. Now you have a battery that could, at a certain scale, probably power a home. Yeah. Like, is there a danger of it blowing up if you get too big? You see what I'm saying? Like, there's the energy density problem is for phones. If you solve it for phones, you have done the world a tremendous service. Like,
well,
you
then
have fixed
somebody
a
figure
lot
it out.
of energy consumption problems.
Then let's figure it out.
I don't disagree with that. There's a lot of promising technology that's out there. There's I don't want to call it quantum dot, but there's like a
Echo dot?
carbon. No, it's like a carbon nanotube dot. I can't remember the name of the technology, but a bunch of like interesting, still working in the lab, tons of potential. Has a truckload more energy density than like current lithium polymer or lithium ion batteries or something along those lines. Mm-hmm. But it's still lab tech. You're still talking like 10 years type of down the road before that gets to consumer type of tech. And the other thing too is like we as consumers haven't really seen a big improvement in batteries, especially on phones, because
forever.
But here's the thing. We have absolutely unquestionably seen improvement in battery, but you don't see it. You don't feel it. Because as battery life has increased, as battery density or energy density has increased, so has the complexity of the device. The device takes more power because they're more powerful devices. Larger screens, more powerful CPU, more RAM.
Yeah, I get that.
All of
Isn't
that.
also they're also blah, blah, blah. Aren't the Googles and the Apples of the world making choices and how they, lack of a better term, code their devices to make sure that they're using energy as efficient as possible?
To an extent.
I would actually say that it's better innovation on the software than it is the innovation on the battery. Not to say that they're not innovating the battery, just that exponentially they've gotten better at saying, like, here's how I want to handle power. They're thinking of handling the power differently in the operating system, not the technology, the actual physical battery.
Well, but okay, so efficiency of software is only going to buy you so much.
I get that. That's what I'm saying. Somebody figure out this
Well, okay.
hardware of the battery.
So
I want to print my battery out right now.
Oh my god!
I want that so
Dude,
bad. I
that
want
would be
bricks
incredible.
of battery.
That would be incredible.
I want.
Just print off a couple of pages of battery.
Look. Okay. Are you ready? Totally off the top of my head. I am like way
I
left
have
field.
no
Ready?
idea where he's
left
going with
field.
this.
Do you take neural network
Okay.
or Tony Stark's chest?
Ooh,
Tough question.
am I going to get cancer from Tony Stark's chest?
No, it's going to stop the shards of shrapnel from entering in your heart.
I would probably take energy. Energy production is such a problem. I would. Ooh, boy, I don't know.
But you basically have
both of them. Are both of them perfect? Are we talking like perfect type of technology? Ooh, boy, I'd probably take the neural lace.
I'm telling you, man, that neural
That's
lace
tough.
is really tough. Like,
That's super
but you're
tough.
talking about basically unlimited cosmic power right here in your chest to do Tony Stark things.
Yeah. I mean, do I have to
Or
have
neural network where you're basically Neo.
Yeah. Do I have to have the debilitating, like, if I take this out of my chest, I'm going to die
No,
part of it?
no.
So, if that's the case, I'm taking
Because
the
we
thing out of
have
my chest.
innovative medical stuff, Greg.
Indeed, we do. I would take the thing out of my chest and
so
power my home.
aggressive to you.
I don't know. You always are. This is our thing. This is what
Dude,
we
it's
do.
been a tough week. Jeez.
So, I don't know, man.
Bag phone, banana phone.
The battery thing is hard. We've seen a bunch of improvement, and I question how much more you really need to improve. Processor, like RAM wise, we've been at like 4 or 6 gigs worth of RAM on a phone for a long time. You like in a laptop or a desktop, that is a crippled computer if you have that little RAM in your computer. But on a phone, it's fine.
Yeah.
So how much more does the hardware really need to progress? Are we going to hit steady state on the hardware so that, like, from here on out, additional increases in battery life plus the better efficiency of the hardware plus more efficient software means better battery life? You see what I'm saying?
I honestly feel as though that the lack of, this sounds bad because it feels like I'm just crapping all over the battery.
Yeah.
But the not as quick innovation on the hardware side of the battery.
Yeah.
Meaning that other people, like, if I didn't have to think about how do I manage this power, like how do I manage the operating system to not consume power as much?
Yeah.
I had to think lean and efficient.
Yeah. Yeah.
So by doing that, I'm actually making a lean, mean fighting operating system.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once I get more power, like if I can inject more power into it, then I can start making my operating system do crazy things.
Sure.
Where I may not even need like a desktop or a laptop or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, do you honestly see mobile phones replacing desktops and laptops?
Absolutely. The world is going to mobile. Desktop.
Okay.
Okay.
In the comments,
hang on.
Would you actually would you give up your laptop or desktop for a more powerful phone? Like to be able to
Desktop.
have a phone powerful enough to not need the power of a laptop or desktop? I don't see it happening. I think you have an interface problem.
Well, okay. Hang on. All right. You're a desktop guy. I know this. You are.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll give you that. Like,
okay.
I have a desktop. I'm one.
You have a desktop.
I'm one of a minority now that has a desktop.
I haven't had a
totally
desktop
give that.
for. Oh, I bet you haven't had a desktop for at least a decade.
Yeah,
at
I can see
least
that.
a decade. What? A decade.
A decade.
A decade. I'm gonna tell you this much right now. I would take a much stronger mobile device. I argue that, okay, with the exception of your space, the space that I'm in my professional life,
Yeah.
there is zero reason
Yeah.
for me to have a laptop. I could do all of the things that I do
Yeah.
on an iPad and a keyboard.
Okay. So I feel like you're cheating by invoking.
I am
a
not
tablet
cheating.
versus
Okay.
a laptop. Because
Okay,
it's
hang on.
effectively the same thing.
Oh, okay. Give me the ability to, like, I gotta have a bigger screen.
Totally agree. Totally agree with
You agree with me.
Yes.
I want a device,
Yeah.
tablet or not, that has the ability to put a mouse, a keyboard,
Yep.
plug it into a bigger monitor.
So if you have the
The
awesome,
Pixelbook.
But
The Pixelbook. The
No.
Pixelbook is a good example. I can do everything that You shut your mouth, sir.
I mean, it's
Everything-
it's good.
everything that I need it to do
Yeah.
for my job.
Sure. Yeah. But you're all in on the Android environment. Like you are.
It has nothing to
all
do with
in.
Android
Yeah,
environment.
it does too.
But it
because
doesn't,
the applications that are available on it.
You can get the same apps on an iOS device. Same apps. Microsoft.
Within reason. Okay.
Close.
Okay. Hang on.
Close.
Office productivity stuff.
Office
I'll give
productivity.
you that one. I'll give
So
you that
for the
one.
most of the porn, like what? Did I
Yeah.
just say porn? What?
I hope
Don't
not.
demonetize me.
Don't demonetize me.
Don't
bro.
demonetize me.
Yeah.
For most of the productivity
Yeah.
stuff, any phone's going to work. Take the productivity stuff out. I'll even take social media out.
Yeah.
Take that out. There's one thing that we use a laptop for.
Yeah,
that
video. Content production.
No mobile device is
Yeah.
figured out. It's content production.
Yeah.
And
I'll
I don't
give
know
you that.
one that can do that. But if you give me, like, if you put Final Cut Pro on this right here,
Yeah.
and I have the ability to have no lag because I have all of the speed that I need,
Yeah.
I will take this and do Final Cut Pro edits on it. I just want the ability to.
You are so cute when you're wrong.
But I'm not wrong.
Look,
I'm not wrong.
I could
If
not
I have
possibly disagree with
If
him
I have unlimited
anymore.
power in my device,
Couldn't do it.
you're wrong. You're wrong. If I have unlimited power in this, what do
Hey.
I need the laptop
Guess
for?
what? Comments are on my side too. Everyone is like, Scott's wrong. Sorry.
You know what?
You against
do
the world.
this.
You against the
Look,
world.
If I had my Cleveland against the world until I changed my background, I'm gonna tell you what right now. Every single one of you would do it. I know you would. All of you are liars. Liars.
Nothing like alienating the audience.
I don't care. Fake news. I'm telling you right now. You're right.
God.
If you're a developer, I totally get it. If you're a developer, I 100% understand. If you are a video gamer, yes?
Sure.
If you like to play the video games.
If you're one of them youngins that likes to play the Nintendos.
But if you are a person who lives in the productivity, like you make PowerPoints, you make Word documents, you do email, you do spreadsheets, you do all of that. All of those things today can be done in apps. Every one of them. That is a true statement.
Okay.
Is that a true statement?
I mean...
is that a true statement? It's just a yes or no.
The apps thing is a moot point, I feel like.
What?
Like, apps is not the problem.
But apps...
Physical form factor.
You said I have a device that I could plug a big monitor and a keyboard and a mouse to.
Okay.
So this literally doesn't... The form factor doesn't matter. Because I could be looking at like a 27 or a 47 or a 77-inch monitor.
Yeah.
By that logic, and this is just performing all of the power that I need.
You know, they have those now, and they're terrible.
Because it doesn't have all the power that we're talking about. Let me just go ahead and leave you all with this quote. With great power comes responsibility.
That's where you're going to leave it.
Uncle Ben.
Okay.
Everybody gets one, Spider-Man.
So backing it up to the original conversation about the S9, which is how we started on this whole diatribe.
That's how this started?
Yeah, that's how this started. Talking about S9 and like advanced camera features. And yeah, I'm not even going to rehash the whole thing. So I thought another interesting thing was they have done some early testing on the AMOLED display that's on the S9, comparing it to the iPhone 10. And not only does the camera apparently beat the Pixel 2, but the display is now considered to be the most precise display on the market. It is better than the iPhone 10.
Are you saying that the Pixel 2 display is not very good?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it is a good display, but...
Does it have any type of blue shift?
Unit of measurement... It is not as good as the iPhone 10.
I'm just messing.
I know, but I'm being very guarded in what I say.
Why?
Very guarded.
Why?
Because I know that there are people out there who will hear this and then go, "Oh, Google fanboys."
Look, I got called a Google fanboy because of my HomePod video, even though I'm not wrong. None of the stuff I said was wrong. As a matter of fact, I actually said that it sounded good. Because you know what?
It does.
It sounds
legitimately sounds
good. It sounds really good. It's just not the right choice.
Right. Agreed.
I'm fired.
I know you are.
And you're so mad.
I don't know, but you're so mad that I won't participate. Like, I basically just posted.
I know, it's not fun. Play! It's like that Big Brother syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not touching you. Exactly.
I'm not touching
exactly.
You.
So, I mean, were there any other phones? Like, there's two other phones that I saw that I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Do you have anything other than the S9?
Hang on, let me check.
Do you care about either of those? Because I'll talk about them.
Well, hit him with... you got to hit him with this one.
Yeah, so...
Hit him with that one really quick.
Nokia, or Nokia, or however you want to pronounce it.
Nokia.
Old schooly, LOL. Phone manufacturer known for rugged devices. They also had a quick bit in... If anybody remembers the Matrix, remember the cool, like flip-out phone thing they had in the Matrix?
Oh, the slide phone that goes...
So that is...
Was a Nokia.
It is being remade. It is the Nokia 8810, a.k.a. the banana phone. Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone. Anybody? No? Nothing? No takers. Cool.
Let's check the comments.
Look it up. Look it up. So anyway, it's the Nokia 8810. It is basically a remake, a smart remake of that phone from the Matrix. Nokia is trying to stick it out with kind of staying out of these smartphone wars and instead making more interesting non-smartphones. The cool thing that I thought about this one is...
Yellow.
Well, yeah, so the coloring scheme, there's one that is yellow, there's one that is black, but the cool thing is they are bridging the gap between older phones that have basically no intelligence and the smartphone equivalent by doing things like including access to Google Assistant in this non-smartphone phone. So, yeah,
How would you do that?
I don't know, but I really want to get my hands on one. Rumored price tag is going to be under $100.
What? So
Yeah.
I get a banana phone that has the Google Assistant.
And it's
What do you
$100.
like? What do you call it up like the operator in the Matrix?
Hello.
What's this word in Spanish? Tango el gato el send me pantalones.
Oh god.
Got a big cat in my pants.
Oh god.
First of all-
stop. Just before you dig any deeper, just stop. So I thought that one was really cool. Nokia 8810. Boy, would I love to get a hold of that one.
Who do we know? Who do we know at Nokia?
Nobody. Legitimately nobody. I tried. You have to fill out like a whole web form to be able to
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured too.
Congratulations to Michael Daniels for reaching 1,000 subscribers.
Wow,
yesterday.
awesome, man. Yeah,
that
congrats.
is awesome.
That is a huge milestone. to
Mega
pass.
milestone.
Yeah.
So if you guys
That's a big deal.
do not follow his channel, it's the H&M Show. Find it on the Tubes of You. The Tubes of You. Yes. So I just ground this show to a complete and utter halt. I'm still really upset that the world is going mobile first. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong, folks.
So, Roger and Nate Root in there. I looked up Geek in the Dictionary and had a picture of these two.
Wow.
Look here, Peanut Gallery.
Wow.
I
got some
don't
jokes
need
for
your
you, but I
sass.
can't tell them this is a family-friendly show. Family-friendly show. Mayor, next time I see you, sir.
I know, right? Seriously.
watching you.
So the last phone, I promise. This is the last one I'm going to talk about from Mobile World Congress. There was a Indiegogo project from, I think this was 2 years ago now, called the Light Phone. It was this ultra minimalist phone. The idea was that it was an e-ink display. If you think like the Kindle Paperwhite or even the first generation Kindle, it's got a very distinctive look. The idea is that it's a very, very, very low power display. It's not a color display like what you have on your current smartphone, but the display will last forever. I have a Kindle Paperwhite that I can legitimately charge once a month, probably once every couple of months, and I still use it, and it never runs out of battery. Disconnect the Wi-Fi, turn it off, airplane mode. I go months without charging.
God, it's almost like they took that operating system and made it work with what they had
No,
for better battery life.
nope. Nice try. That's a display is the power hog, and so is the wireless communication. But I mean, hey, however you want to try and spin it. Anyway, so the cool thing about the Light Phone was that it was super minimalist, but the problem was that it was a little too minimalist. You could store 9 phone numbers, and that's it.
Oh, hey.
And that's it. And you had a
True story. Who are you really calling?
I get that. I mean,
9, seriously.
9. That was it.
Yeah,
That was all
I
you could
bet
do
you I
on,
don't
on the
even-
first generation. The first generation.
I bet you don't even call 5.
Probably. There was a numbered keypad on it, and that was it. Like, it was as minimal as you could possibly get. They went a little too far. It kind of got beat up in some of the reviews for it, so they just announced the Light Phone 2, which they're taking some of the feedback. They're still keeping it very minimalist. It's still an e-ink display.
You get 10 phone numbers. Just 10.
You can store a lot more phone numbers. You can do texting and stuff like that. So I thought what was interesting about this is we talk a lot about the kind of the reckoning on social media. The fact that people are leaving Facebook in droves because it's just turned into this cesspool of ridiculous crap that it's an echo chamber. Nobody wants to really listen to it. People are really not participating in Twitter the same way or Snapchat or what have you. So
It's because, well, first of all, that Snapchat update.
it's not good.
So bad.
It's really not good. It's real bad. Anyway, so as people kind of go the other way, as far as integration with smart devices, something like the Light Phone I think is really interesting because it kind of gives you at least some of the basic features of a smartphone that most people would want without all of the other crap that most people don't want.
Do you think you could make it on a non-smartphone? Do you?
Like me personally.
Yes. 30 days.
Okay.
You hand
Ooh, okay.
you
hang on.
hand me your smartphone.
Yeah.
And I say, I'll see you in 30 days. And I
So
hand
no
you back,
phone whatsoever?
I hand you back an 8810. Like the old school. Not the new banana
Not the new
phone.
one. Okay.
The old
so
school
old
one
school,
that's
like no Bluetooth.
No.
No internet of any
nothing.
variety.
Nothing. You get phone calls, and when you text, like if you need the letter S, that's a lot of presses. Like we know, like the
Four presses on the number 7 or
da,
whatever.
da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But you know what?
yeah.
You get real quick.
Yeah.
You get real
T9.
quick.
You remember
Oh
that?
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
I don't know. I am very tempted by that because I
don't think you could.
I talk a mean game about being irritated by smartphones.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, and number two, being irritated by like social media and stuff like that. So I'm very tempted to jump on that.
You think you could do it?
I think I could do it. Matter of fact, I think I would not be surprised if I got to the end of 30 days and went, I'm good.
No way.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
Do you think I could make it 30 days?
Yeah, I do. Well, it's because you and I are competitive. Look,
I would do it on principle alone.
On principle alone,
Yeah.
he would do it. And the reason is
Never show weakness. Never show weakness.
when the reason we are sitting here today, some of you know this, some of you don't. The reason that we are sitting here today is because I had a bet with him
Yep.
and Stats,
Yep. Who's not here?
who's not here.
Pour one out for your homie.
He's not dead.
I know, but he's not here.
You can't, it's like he's not dead. You can't do that.
Oh
you
my
can't
God,
throw one
yes,
out
you
for the homie.
can. I do too. I poured.
The three
I
of us
poured a
are
little
highly
bit out.
competitive, and the point is, I said, 30 days in a row. You gotta put a video out there. No editing,
Yeah.
straight up. It's gotta go.
Yeah.
And so we started to do that. And fast forward, we're here, 6,000 plus subscribers, which I would have never guessed. And so I've been doing this a little bit over 2 years.
Yeah.
And we've been doing this 7 months, 8 months
Yep.
together. So yeah, in 30 days, I truly believe that you would.
Yeah.
I also believe that you would come back.
I don't know. I think
And it's
I would
because of
probably,
this channel.
I would probably come back. You're right for that. But I think the interesting thing from just a raw experiment, I think it would change. I would be interested to see how my interaction with technology changes after 30 days.
I don't think it's a psychological mental addiction
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
to the technology.
Absolutely.
You don't need to know
Yeah.
all the things.
But your phone vibrates and you pick it up. You pick it up subconsciously. The number of times that I've had a tweet
Phantom
come
vibrate.
in, that happens to me all the time.
Jeez.
Phantom vibration is like a legitimate physiological thing in the medical journals where they talk about you think that your phone is vibrating, so you check it, and it's not. It's just like a random muscle twitch, but you associate it with I have an alert coming in on my phone.
What
a phone
about
call or
those?
something.
What about those folks that? Okay, got a friend of mine who is going home to India.
Yeah.
He communicates
Yep.
via like Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp.
Yeah.
He couldn't do that on this, so he would go 30 days without talking
Yeah.
with family
That's
because those type of apps are free.
yeah.
So you can communicate regardless of platform. You don't even have to pay for like a subscription for anything. You just download an app, create a username,
Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be for everyone. I think in my position, even though I am a hardcore tech head, I think that I still think it's a great question. Could I still be kind of like technologically relevant and not have a smartphone? Like, how difficult of a transition is that?
I mean,
Especially we do a lot of channel management stuff. All the comments, 90+% of the comments that get answered, I answer from my phone.
I do too.
So I would have to like carve out time to log into my laptop just to answer questions.
And you would never know. Like, you wouldn't get the notification of, I have a comment on this video.
Yeah.
So that actually has a direct impact on the channel, the
Yeah.
brand, because it's important that we respond back to the comments.
Yeah.
We couldn't do that without logging in.
I'm
I
interested,
couldn't do it.
man. I'm
I
interested.
couldn't do it. I don't even know if I could do it a week.
So my phone has been having more and more problems. Nexus 6P.
R.I.P.
that
thing is
Nexus 6P.
real close to R.I.P.
So yeah, I'm tempted by them. I might do that. Maybe I'll document my trials and tribulations and throw it up on the channel and just see if anybody cares. Might be interesting.
We could do it with this brand new camera I have over there.
Could do just that.
camera.
Okay.
Wow.
Talked a lot about phones.
Did.
What else do you want to talk about?
Elon Musk is paying billions of dollars to stop AI from killing us.
Elon Musk is very concerned about artificial intelligence.
A lot.
Like, real concern.
Like, legit spending billions of
Yeah.
dollars to not get completely taken by AI.
Yeah.
This goes back to the conversation we've been having, is we are reaching a point of reckoning.
With social media is my specific...
I don't think we're too far away from getting to the AI reckoning either.
Why is that? Like, I feel like the AI revolution
We are
is
fighting
really
with robot
just-
dogs.
Okay, accurate.
Fighting with
Go look up the video from Boston Dynamics.
We are fighting with robot dogs.
it's crazy. The latest video that's out there from Boston Dynamics shows a human. Like, so there's one of their robot dogs that is trying to escape the lab. Okay, trying to escape the lab. There's no intention there, right? The robot isn't like, I need to escape. The robot has been programmed to go up to a door and open the door. So let's not. What is
The
it?
dog's
Personification.
the dog's
No
trying to get
personification.
out. It's trying to get out. It's trying to escape the humans.
It's trying to come get us all. Anyway, so there's this video of this dog robot that is opening a door, and there's a human that's standing there messing with it, like pushing on it, slapping it out of the way, and the robot fights back. That
Is a problem.
that's scary.
And
That's a
Larry
little
just
terrifying.
mentioned the fact that not only are we picking fights with
Yeah.
robot dogs, they now are starting to help each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are teaching the robots
yeah.
to fight back and help each other. The
Now-
reckoning is coming. Put on your tinfoil hats.
Yeah.
It's coming.
But it always.
Elon Musk is telling us it's coming.
Oh, yeah. Well, but the interesting thing is, like, so Elon Musk he's a smart dude. Don't get me wrong. Super smart guy.
Falcon 9 Heavy.
But he is not like he's not an AI researcher, right? He's a person that is very intelligent, that is also concerned about it. So he does a lot of reading about it. He talks to a lot of people about it. That's not to say that he's not educated on the topic, but if you have somebody like Musk who is intelligent but not an AI researcher, and you have this massive body of AI researchers that are like, hang on, things are about to get really, really weird. That's when I start to sit up and go, okay, now I'm gonna start paying attention to what's happening here. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just one tinfoil hat guy. Like, this is a very rational, super intelligent, successful business guy.
That put a car in space.
Put a car in space. Put his own car in space, for that matter. Like, legitimately sits in on the design and engineering meetings at SpaceX. Like, he participates in the design of his own rocket. It's not just a rubber stamp signature, Elon Musk presents SpaceX. It ain't that.
That
at
is
all.
that is our version of Tony Stark.
Without
That is-
question.
That is Tony Stark.
Without question.
He's
All he's missing is the robot suit.
and I'm telling you, that's not far.
That ain't far. Yeah.
That's not far. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, it's coming.
Yeah.
Do not pick fights with robot dogs,
So,
especially with friends.
I mean, it's...
What about this? What if I said that AI will destroy the human race, but it may not always be AI? What if AI starts to teach us to destroy each other, but we don't know it?
Well, okay, so let's get real about this.
I'm serious.
That is exactly the concern with when we talk about the reckoning on social media. It's this kind of algorithm-driven society that we live in now, where if you go to Facebook, if your Facebook feed is determined by software, so to a certain extent, questions about echo chamber aside, where you're only hearing opinions that you've basically already researched in the first place,
Flat Earth.
your entire Facebook feed, your Amazon search history, your recommendations on Netflix, what you see when you do Google searches, all of those things are driven by algorithms, software. So to an extent, yeah, software is kind of lining us up to fight with each other.
Uh-huh.
Look at Facebook. Like,
You want to know how?
rational people
Here you go.
fighting, families fighting.
Yeah, fighting with each other.
Yeah, because of stuff that you see on Facebook, because you get impassioned about an opinion.
Since you all are on YouTube right now watching us, and we appreciate that,
Yeah.
like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
What you do is
While we scare you.
go up and search just something random, like, I don't know, I'm making this up, Google Home Max review. Right? Now, hang on. I'm hoping that mine comes to the top, but here's the thing: when you're
Shameless plug.
when you're hang on, I'm getting there. When you go into your logged in YouTube account,
Yeah.
you will see certain types of videos when you type in Google Home Max review. Now, open up an incognito window. Go to YouTube, don't sign in, and then search that same thing. Those videos are not the same. They're not the same.
They're not.
It's
the
algorithmic.
algorithm, yeah.
Algorithmic generation of content to you because they're saying you need to see more of that.
Larry wants to know: is it possible that AI is responsible for the Tide Pod challenge?
I'm sure that it is. I'm sure. Honestly, I'll bet
Oh my
that it
God.
cascaded because somebody put something like, those Tide Pods.
Yeah.
That looks pretty delicious. Like, what if those tasted like
yeah.
a Jolly Rancher?
Yeah.
And it escalated.
What's funny is like it shouldn't take us selling you on any of this. Like we all have this very innate belief, like people that are famous for being famous. Like that is basically an algorithm at work. I'm not saying that it's software that's making people famous, but you look at a Kim Kardashian, she is famous for being famous. Like that is popularity that breeds more popularity just because they're popular. And sort of the same thing happens when you have like a Tide Pod challenge where you have a video that makes it big and everyone's like, well, I want to know what's going on with that. I'll watch the video.
What's the youngest Kardashian? The one that just had a baby?
I have no idea.
Okay.
The only one I know is Kim Kardashian.
Kylie?
I don't know.
You're Kylie.
Sure. Go with
Okay.
that.
She made a comment.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Okay.
On Twitter, she made a comment.
Yeah.
She said that she was going to be done with the new Snapchat because of the update.
Yeah.
Literally, hours after that single tweet,
Yeah.
it was something like 12 words.
Yeah.
Lost 1.3 billion in valuation.
Snapchat did.
Yes.
Boom shakalaka. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, because when you have major content providers like that are like, I'm done with your platform, that's a problem.
Right.
But, okay.
But that's a problem.
The popularity of...
Yes, that's a problem.
That. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I mean, and that's basically our... If you, at the very least, I will speak for America. If you live in the U.S., that is the reality of our society right now. It is absolutely algorithmically driven from the stock market all the way down. Because if you think that it's people that are trading stocks,
scary.
You need to do some reading because it hasn't been for a while.
It's scary.
Yeah, the New York Stock Exchange is a TV studio. It's not where people go to trade stocks.
Very scary.
Yep.
This is somewhat related. Wobot wants to help you get a psychologist that is not human. It is AI. It is a company that raised $8 billion
Okay.
to create an AI therapist. So now we're going to teach the AI our weaknesses.
We're going to teach them how we feel.
We're going to teach them how we feel, which is the one thing that they haven't been able to really figure out yet. Now...
I'm skeptical of that.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's going to target my anxiety. What's the movie Her?
Oh,
What's her name?
Fantastic movie.
Haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh.
And I love AI. And that's a
Fantastic
stupid thing. I don't like movies though. You know this.
Oh my god. I'm
love
a huge
I love
cinema buff.
music. Oh my
Huge cinema
god.
buff. Yeah.
Oh, give me music.
Her is
all
a
day long.
fantastic movie. You should absolutely.
What's her
for
name?
As much as we talk Scarlett Johansson.
No, I know the actress, you idiot.
Yeah.
The name of the name of
I don't
her
remember.
in Her.
Yeah.
You
Girl.
watch the movie, girl. That's all you come up with.
Sure, yeah.
That's all you got. Scarlett.
Yeah. Yeah. Scarlett. Her name's Scarlett
Scarlett.
Johansson. Famous actor. She was also in.
She's not an
you might
actress. She's
remember
an
her.
actress.
You might remember her from such movies as The Avengers.
She was. Yeah, she was Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson.
And also Ghost in
Actress.
the Shell. Terrible movie, by the way.
What was it?
Ghost in the Shell. Oh my god, so bad. Oh, it's not good.
I've wanted to slap you most of the show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No, not really.
because I'm all over the place too.
I'm all over the place. I don't actually know if this show is even remotely close to
So,
watchable at this point.
I guess my question about the AI therapist is
Banana phone.
so to what extent? Like, what's the pitch with that? Like, why people are inherently social creatures?
The company's bot is designed to help people cope with mental illnesses like depression through the application of cognitive behavioral therapy exercises.
Okay,
That's different.
I barely understand what any
Okay,
of that means.
CBT
Yeah.
is really good stuff. CBT, not that.
Yeah,
Cognitive behavioral therapy is a big deal in mental illness.
that's CBD, but yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Go on.
I was just thinking, don't demonetize me.
Please,
Don't demonetize me. I gotta.
Samantha.
I got
That's what her name was. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Keith Perry. Yes.
Keith Perry. Thank you. My God, he kept. It's Scarlett. I know who the actress is. I know. Jeez. Cognitive behavioral therapy is
It's
a
fun to
very
poke the
big.
bear.
I'm saucy today too. Real saucy.
Yeah.
Because if you teach those people, that is something that people pay a lot of money for.
Absolutely.
A lot
Yeah.
of money for. So I would love the option of folks getting an AI,
Mm-hmm.
but not a I'm going to take over the world AI.
Sure.
To hone in on your fears.
Yep.
But an AI to actually enhance society. That would be a big win. mental illness
Yeah.
is something that people don't pay as much of attention to as they should. Let's invest in that because you're starting investing in yourself. You make
the
yourself
US.
better in the U.S., not around the world
Yeah.
for sure.
There are a lot of other countries that take
Mental illness very serious.
way more seriously than
Yeah.
the U.S. does. I mean, it's an interesting pitch, but
I mean, it made
still
$8 million in Series A funding, so it's...
I mean, that's impressive. Don't get me
That's-
wrong. So
that's a
that
lot.
tells you that there's a lot of people that are like, AI, yeah, sure, let's see what you can do with it. Because right now we're still, basically the market as a whole is trying to figure out what AI can't do. So if you have an idea and you have at least some type of a basic model involving AI that can sort of do what you're talking about and you need to improve it, there's millions of dollars waiting for you. I got news for you.
The only
Especially if it's unique.
the only downfall, the bot's available right now. You can go out and get it.
Yeah.
Facebook Messenger,
No.
iOS only.
Yeah, I mean, you go where the people are. You target the market.
I understand that, but Facebook's a cesspool.
I agree, and that I guess
You get
part
a
of
lot
my
of help. Your mental illness runs rampant on Facebook.
and part of my problem with the whole idea of AI that's going to be your therapist is, again, people are inherently social creatures. Like, there's something about having a conversation with a face-to-face person that it matters. It's healing. It's helpful. It's grounding. You know what I mean? Like, all of these like very humanistic traits. Having a conversation with a bot online, yeah, maybe that'll work for a little bit. But what happens when you're in the middle of a conversation and maybe you even like have mentally checked out of saying, oh, this is a bot. Like, this is artificial intelligence. This is not a real person. Maybe you're so into the conversation that you're just not even thinking about that. And then, as inevitably happens when you're talking to software, there's a comment that comes back to you. You're like, well, that's kind of a weird way to say it. You know what I mean?
The
Weird
funding
phrasing.
shows the potential for AI techniques and natural language processing. Wobot doesn't plan to replace human therapists. It just provides users with some conversational partner who doesn't get tired, go on vacation, or sleep. It can be important for those who need help late at night or on the weekends.
Yeah.
So it's just it's literally like,
To
I
get
just
you
gotta,
by,
I
yeah.
gotta get you to that person.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta go get that help. You know, maybe
Yeah.
it's one of those situations like it's a third party
Yeah.
that says go get help.
Yeah.
Something that someone needs to go do that. And that's a really valuable thing. I think that's a big deal.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. It's like if it
I'm
gets to
just
the point
afraid
of
of
if it
Like,
gets to the point
is
where
that
it
enough to
replaces somebody.
I don't think it'll replace anybody, but I'm just afraid of like if there's a person who's really on that edge and they go like, wow, like I don't even have a real person to talk to. Like I'm talking to a computer. Like, is that going to be enough to push somebody over the edge? Like, that's
Maybe.
I'm afraid of AI coming in and displacing the human connection that people absolutely need. And healthcare stuff is where I kind of get weirded out by it. Like, if you have a bot that is making medical decisions, like analyzing data and making decisions based on that, totally different story. When you get to communication, that's where it gets a little weird to me.
It's a little weird.
Yeah,
I love talking to AI. As a matter of fact,
I think it's fascinating, but
hey Alexa,
it's got to be. Oh, you got to
give me a hug.
I'm happy to give you a virtual hug or maybe play a song for you.
There you go. You just got a virtual hug.
That didn't help me.
Yeah.
Alexa, kiss me.
I like you as a friend.
Wow.
You got friend zoned by.
I
a
got
bot.
friend zoned by Alexa.
So Miss Sheila has a really interesting point. She says one should never check out and think that they aren't talking to a bot. This is fundamentally why I love the movie Her so much. It really paints an interesting picture of what happens when the bot becomes so good that it's really, really difficult to keep saying that it's a bot. Like,
We're not there yet.
We're for sure not there. No, we're talking about the future. Don't get me wrong here. But the interesting thing with AI is that it's coming quicker than what you think. I promise that.
And I would challenge and I would say there are some folks that believe that Google is a person. Like,
Probably. Yeah, I'm sure.
my kids,
Yeah.
when I unplug it,
Yeah.
is Google dead?
Okay, but how much of that is, do they think that Google is a person, or is it personification? You're applying human traits to a thing. It's like when you talk
They're
about
kids.
like, oh, my dog loves whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
get
the
that,
dog-
but the concept is the kids kind of know
Yeah.
that
I'm sure they don't get the details. Like, they
Right.
don't understand that there's a massive network of computers and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. But like, what happens like during their like if they grow up with
Yeah.
Google in the house, which most of my kids have,
Yeah.
and it gets to a point where it does get really good.
Yeah.
They've grown up with it being kind of a member of the family.
Yeah.
Now that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
Well, and
We are in the depths of weirdness right now.
now you're talking about
I'm what's that? The Valley? Uncanny
the
Valley?
Uncanny Valley, yeah.
I'm getting real close.
See? And if you've had Google
Whoa.
in your house for years and years and years,
And
just
I
think
have.
about the library of data that it has about you
Oh yeah.
and your kids.
Yeah.
And again, like me personally, like there's a side of me, the security-minded side of me, that kind of freaks out a little bit about that.
Look, I just
Yeah.
I was like, I got a little shimmy to it. It's a little creepy.
It's a little creepy.
It's awesome.
Deeply fascinating to me.
Oh yeah, it's so
But
fascinating.
super creepy.
I want Google to get smarter. Google has the best assistant on the market right now, no question.
Yeah.
And I want it to get smarter to help me.
So interesting, MWC, Samsung announced Bixby version 2. I don't know why. Because if
Why?
nobody uses Cortana, nobody uses Bixby.
Why?
Unless
Bixby?
it's a big deal overseas. Unless it's
I don't
a
know
big
if it is. Like
I don't know. Yeah, like in the Asian market. If it's a big deal in the Asian market, okay, fine.
maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't use it. No, I know. I don't know anyone personally.
Yeah.
Like the way that we know them personally. Wait,
Ooh.
that sounded weird. That uses Bixby over the assistant or Siri. I don't actually know many people that use Siri, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more people that use Alexa and Google for. Shut up. There's a
That's
lot.
totally going to be in my review of the Sonos One. I got a video coming out Sunday of Sonos One versus the HomePod, and that what he just did is such
happens
an
all the time.
annoying feature of Alexa.
There it is.
Unbelievable.
It happens all the time. Google, I don't trigger nearly as often
It did not trigger.
because you have to say the keyword. It's better at that context recognition at least.
Well,
So
yeah.
hang on. So Brian, Brian has. He goes, "What's that episode of Black Mirror with Haley Atwell where her husband dies and she signs up for an AI service that pieces together likenesses of his personality on social media so that she can talk to him on the phone?" We've talked about this.
We've talked about
That
this.
is based on a real product that exists today. It is
A
called
real thing.
It is called Replica. REPLIKA, I think.
Yep.
It's called Replica. Basically, what happens is you go and you talk to it, and it is also made by a person who went through a very similar thing. One of their best friends died, but they were very active on social media, so she built this bot to emulate this person's personality. And the bot got to the point where it could talk and say phrases in a way that her friend would.
Yeah.
And there's a very interesting philosophical argument that you have to have at some point in time where if the bot, extrapolate out what happens. If the bot gets better and better and better about emulating that person, at what point in time do you go, wow, it kind of feels like it's that person. And then, is it that person? Is that a person? You know what I mean?
I don't know, dude. That's so deep, though.
It's
so like I don't know.
It's so hard to
Like,
get your head wrapped around it. It's a weird conversation.
We have a conversation all the time. Like if you could kind of plug your brain into a computer
yeah.
and
Would you?
essentially upload yourself, would you do it? And like right off the bat, I said, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And now I've kind of stepped back a little bit and going, so I've done this before, and this has backfired in my
I
face.
would not do that.
This has backfired in my face. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to.
Yeah.
I wanted to, but I didn't do it.
Spam callers.
Yeah,
We get
spam
'em a
calls.
lot.
We get them a lot. I don't know if I'd want to be uploaded to a computer.
Ever.
I mean, do I want to? Yes.
You want the science fiction version of that. You want like the unlimited cosmic power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want
Like,
the knowledge.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I want the knowledge.
Yeah. And I think what we're going
It's
to
not
find...
even a power. It's the knowledge. I want the ability to someone ask me a question and go,
Yeah.
that's the answer.
Yeah. And I think what you're going to find is the reality of that. Like, let's just pretend for a minute that the technology exists to be able to do that right now.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that the reality of what that experience is not at all what the science fiction has painted it out to be. That it's not nearly as...
I don't think it's easy.
No,
I don't think it's
it is
easy. I don't think it's easy at all.
Yeah. Well, and then you've got really, really intelligent people like Ray Kurzweil, this super smart dude, has has basically made a fortune accurately predicting when certain types of technologies will appear. It's this law of accelerating returns of technology. Basically, his thing is this thing called the singularity, which he claims is coming in the next probably 50 years. It's the nerd version of the second coming of Christ, basically. That's
The nerd version of Christ.
it really is. It's the nerd version of the second coming of Christ. It's when all of technology more or less takes over, and you could do consciousness uploading and all this other just absolutely wild stuff. Interesting, but it's heaven for nerds is what it boils down to.
I want the ability to plug my brain in to say, I need more Amazon Web Service
Yeah.
to crunch this problem.
Yeah.
And then disconnect.
That's
what I want.
That is literally an example that he uses. He thinks that in the coming years, you're going to be able to, you would be able to basically have some type of a neural connection to the cloud where you could say, I need 500,000 more neurons so that I can, creatively fix this problem.
Yeah,
and then
that's what I want.
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I want that more than So I would want that. Then I would
Yeah.
want I want the knowledge. I want all the knowledge.
Yeah.
And then inject myself into a computer.
And I
want
just,
all of those things.
I think the reality of it is going to be not anywhere close to what that science fiction concept of what you're talking about. I just don't think that that's going to happen.
I would do that in a heartbeat. I can't say
yeah, I was
that.
gonna say.
Like the whole then you could be a vegetable type thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not about that life right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I still got a lot of things I got to do.
Speaking of which, what else do we have to do?
Do I really want to do this topic that somebody said Scott explains the tech on this particular thing, but I don't know how I could say it and not be demonetized.
Then I think you should probably skip it, and we'll call it a night.
I'll be honest, part of me wants to try.
Go for it.
It's right up the alley of
I mean, it
poor choice of words.
all right, you got to do it now.
Okay.
Do it.
It's
Scott's
right.
gonna explain some tech.
I'm gonna explain some tech, but boy, it's gonna get. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, and honestly, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. So this goes out to. Really glad I didn't answer that phone call. That was a legitimate phone call.
You just figured that out.
Yeah, I just got the voicemail.
Oh, okay.
Man. So a friend of ours
Yeah.
asked me to explain artificially intelligence-based robots that have a unique set of skills.
Robotic companions.
Yeah.
Follow me on this.
Robotic
companions.
companionship.
Yeah.
And
So his challenge is to
his
describe
challenge is
this
to describe this
without us getting demonetized.
without getting demonetized, and
Good luck.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't because I know that my nephew's watching.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it.
So, robotic friends.
Robotic friends that are artificial AI based, to make sure that you have a friend.
You drove this straight off a cliff.
I get it.
I get it.
I can't.
I told
I
you.
can't
it's
do it.
not, It's not a topic that you can get into.
I can't do it.
There's a whole host of. Like,
There's a
if you're-
whole issue.
If you're
like,
convinced that AI is a thing that will happen, as far as
Whoa.
being good enough to be considered, like give you pause and go, is that a human? I don't know. Now
we
put that
can't- we
AI
can't do
in a
it.
body.
Nope,
Good luck.
Not doing it.
There's a whole host of moral
Can't do
problems
it.
with that.
Can't do it. Stepping out of that one. Do we have anything else?
I got nothing else. If anybody in
recording.
the comments.
Emma, what have we got in the comments? While I can't, Miss Sheila. I tried, but because I know that my nephew watches,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Because I am not going to be the person that explains that. I am not going to. I'm not going to explain that. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what I am going to do. This Sunday,
Yeah.
I am going to create a video that is the Sonos One, which is right there. Alexa.
Thank you for participating.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
I don't want to say
Why?
anything.
Why is the Google Assistant so far and away better?
See, I wasn't gonna say anything because I didn't want to like unduly influence the review. But yeah, I am not like the handful of times that I've been down here to play with Alexa. I am not in.
Shut up, Alexa! I don't care.
I am not impressed with Alexa. Stop. Thank you. I'm just not impressed. Like it.
I mean, it's nice. Don't get me wrong, Alexa. What's the weather outside? Never mind. Evidently, she just likes to listen, but never actually talk. Alexa, what time is it? Awesome.
That's twice.
That's 2 times.
She literally hung up on you twice.
Alexa, what time is it right now?
The time is 7:08 p.m.
Hey,
Cool.
Google, what time is it?
You just triggered everybody.
I know I did. I did it
Everybody.
on purpose,
Yeah.
too.
Jerk.
Long story short, I'm doing a Sonos One review Sonos One versus the HomePod. Look, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Sonos One's really good.
Yeah. That's
Really
early
good.
lead on that video. Sonos One is really good.
And there is
sounds
something
amazing.
coming to the Sonos One that I will talk about in my video.
Ah, the little tease.
Oh, what you did there, I sees it.
Yeah, I see what you're doing
And
there.
you will see more on Sunday. God knows what time, because I still have got to record the A-roll.
So that means I'm going to be getting out of here so that you can...
Oh, no, you're helping.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Banana phone, hello! Hit him with the socials.
You can find me on Twitter at Ominous Hominid. You can find the channel at The Tech Speaks. Yours.
I am at Scott Peachy on the tweet machine, not on Facebook, cesspool. And I am on the Instagram at
Yeah.
Falcon 9 Heavy. It's
There it
now
is.
2 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row.
So, yeah.
Falcon 9 Heavy. This big body Cadillac's gonna take you to the other side.
Oh, that's going to do it for
What's wrong
us.
with me?
I
Big body
I've
Cadillac.
been asking that
Ooh,
for a long
wait,
time
you
now.
should see what on the whole side of this big body Cadillac. Woo! I have them.
I'm going to pass. I'm going to strong pass. I'm going to real strong pass. That's going to do it for us. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by to watch us. Please, if you haven't already done so, like, share, and especially subscribe. And we will see you all next week. Same bat time, same bat
Did
channel.
you really do that?
Oh, I did. Oh,
Why?
I did.
Why would you do that?
It's so
That's so
good.
overplayed.
It's so
so bad.
terrible.
You
It
should
is.
feel bad about yourself.
I do.
I love
But that
you.
doesn't mean that I didn't do it.
You want to hug it out? Don't touch me. All right, bye.
See ya.